brought Theology. Theology brought Okezi Ikpeazu. Okezi Ikpeazu is trying to bring a guy called Uchi Kone. And then we ask ourselves, in all these things, where are we? We will all agree that we've not done better than our sister states and sister communities around us. And so my principle is the opinion that whoever that wants to run now must be accountable to the whole Abia people. It's no more a question of Onya Potara Pota. If you want to run now, you must show your hand. We have a popular saying that says, Osiminana erionyo no kwea. Mawononya hanakaya na counter wonya na geogo. Somebody must be accountable to our people. The days of Ipotamad is over. So that we can hold you accountable, the bulk must stop on their own table this time. So it's been his views, and it continues to be his views today.
Okay, earlier on you talked about why your principal had to leave the People's Democratic Party. Well, that decision has been generating lots of controversy or lots of debates and arguments. The latest coming from the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, who accused your principal of collecting money and in 3 days' time left the party with the money. Though your principal has spoken, saying nothing like that ever happened. But I would like to know, has Wike tendered an apology to your principal?
No, he has not. But I tell you this. A hat on the head of a clown does not make him a king. Wike is entitled to his opinion. But where he got it wrong, he is trying to blackmail or increasing his support for his newly acquired friend, the governor who is running for the same position with my Oga. What my Oga says is this: if you want to campaign for your friend, please go ahead. Do not drag me into it in this manner. And nobody makes you the general overseer of Nigerians. If you want to accuse me directly, and then I can answer to you. Of course, he had tried to answer Wike, but Wike has not replied and he has not tendered any apology. We are waiting for that apology.
Oh, is there any possibility of a court case, let's say for defamation?
No, this whole thing is in the public domain. And then there is an election. The people of Abia South, Abia State, Ndibo will decide whether it's Wike that owns Abia State and Ndibo, or to the contrary, we the Igbos owe ourselves. So we are going to leave that to the people of Abia South to make that decision.
Okay, let's take a look at the track records of your Oga. Let me borrow your word. He's been in the Senate for quite a long time, and people have this impression that he has not really done enough. But recently you've embarked on project inspection. Can you tell us what the experience has been?
And if there are no projects, you
and if there are no projects on
carrying
ground,
out any
exactly.
inspection, maybe you shed light on that.
Yes. This is a democratic era. You cannot begrudge anybody who intentionally or unintentionally holds certain decisions. But let me give you a snapshot of his involvement in attracting projects. Now, these projects attracted by him, they are all secondary. Everybody agrees that the primary reason for which they sent him to Abuja, he has discharged it excellently, making laws and representation of Abia South and Ndibo in general. There is no confusion about where we stand on that he has done very well. Then the secondary thing about bringing an intervention project. We've been to Okwa East. So far in Okwa East, he has affected 14 communities with his solar street lights. These communities included, but not limited to these numbers: Akweto, Boya, Azumina, Kreko, Hanko, Obuza, Abake, Mkpukpeawa, Mupo, Barako, Hambele, Obaka, Krekanta, Krikuku. We've been to Okwa West. Okwa West community so far affected, about 18 in number. Obe, Obuzo, Ogwe, ọmụmụ ụzọ ọmụmụ iku isi asa obokwe ụmụ elechi ọwaza ọza ozakụ a lot of that on the whole total 23 communities from that local government in Ugunagbo. Of course, we were there just he has done in 15 communities. The communities included Akanongwa, Ihe, Obegu, Osunsoako, Umuabai village, Abai Nchokre, Asanen to spare parts, Umu Gongwi Yekwe, Uevule, Ubaja, Umaruku village. Today we are going to Abanot. In Abanot, he has done 15 communities, St. Eugene, Ovom Road, Umuoba Road, Milverton, Power Line, 7 up to Obikabia, Ebelu Road, Opopo Junction, up to Obikabia. We've been to Aba South. In Aba South, about 11 communities. Market Road, Akoli, Eche Road, Unity Road, Ibadan Street and Environs, Ihemenamado, Umunishin, Wangoma, Arundi Zog, Okoro. Obingwa we will be visiting tomorrow in Obingwa. He has affected up to 29 communities in Tiwozo, Owahia for Umunkrosa, Abali Ibeme, Osunsun, Umuagula, Mboko Umoria, Mboko Umanya, Umopara Ebelu, Ohura Amangu, Ohanze, Abali Ibeme, Onechangwa, Osauku. Just a few communities presently, ongoing communities being affected. Umunisin, Wangoma, Arundi Zog. You will get these ones in Aba South. In Aba North, you have Federal Housing Estate just close to us here. Airline in Ariaria, Oku Avenue. In Ugunagbo, you have Umunna community, you have Akano, you have Umariku, you have Umunteke. In Okwa West, you have Umekechi, you have Umuitru. Okwa West, you have Akwete, Akiri Kobu, Akiri Kanta. In Obingwa, you have Osaoku, you have Ibeme, you have Ohuna Amango, and you have Onitsha. I took my time to call these villages so that they are very verifiable. Somebody can go to verify. Well, this is just a section. What I have said does not include transformers. For example, in Obe, after the Enyimba Stadium, the next biggest sports complex is built in Obe by Senator Abaribe. It was part of the thing we inspected the other day. And then you have solar grid. We have about 5 areas being covered with solar grid now. We have one in a shopping plaza. We have one in Aba Central Park. We have another one going on in Police Barrack, Cameroon Road. We have in Central Police. The idea of the locations is that grid requires a lot of equipment and protection. So you have to domicile it around the areas the equipment will be protected. This solar grid gives power to about 150 stores all around it. And when they are completed, all those involved will cease to use generator, whether it's a better pass my neighbor or big generating sets, because the grids are installed with up to big generator sets. So during off season, during rainfall season, when you don't get a lot of sunshine, the generators are used to power the grids. While within the time the generators are running, is equally serving the environs. Then after that, you switch off and move to the grid. So these things are going on both in Ariaria, is going on in Shopping Plaza, is going on where people of Abia South will be affected by it. You know, there is an Igbo idiom. Those who believe Abaribe had not done anything, most of them does not say that out of good reason. So much as we try to convince them, we are not going to force them to believe the truth?
Well, one, you've used the word "go and verify." It's a catchphrase now for the presidential candidate of another party, who is your brother, by the way. I recall, asking your principal who he was going to vote for in the presidential race, and he says he could not tell outrightly, but either way, there is a Peter. And that is, by the way. So the use of verify, you actually took that off me spiritually. Again, the question would have been, if all of these were happening, how come, we have all these accusations? You may want to answer that after we go on this break. So stay with us. We're still on People and Politics.
Since the last Senate to this present Senate, have been doing almost everything that is necessary, including giving this administration everything that they have asked for.
This is Ward 5 St. Eugene in Abanot local government, precise Umobu Street. This 500 kVA transformer that was given to us through Senator Enyinaya Hakot Abaribe. So this area, we have problems of electricity supply. Graciously, we have a brand new transformer that was installed and energized for our people.
Ebe ka ị ga-abịanye aka ebe sere ọkụkọ tụnyere Abaribe ebe sere ọkụkọ Igbo bụ oke mba.
Oh yo! Now God dey dash pikin to mama and papa dem o, and na so God dash breast milk to pikin dem. Breast milk get all the better things wey good for your pikin, plus water. So therefore, give your pikin only breast milk for the first 6 months. No forget o, give your pikin breast milk only for the first 6 months. This message na from ARIM Project, Federal Ministry of Health.
Kedu ka gị na ihe dị ka chi siri kee ya si emekọrịta? Ị chere na ọ maka ebe niile na-aga?
Ọ na-amasị m ịga n'ebe osimiri.
O nwere ike ọ bụrụ na ị hụrụ ụmụ anụmanụ n'anya, maka na ị nọ n'ihe dị ka chi si kee ya. Ihe dị ka chi si kee ya nọrọkwa n'ime gị.
Kwụsị.
Ahụ gị chọrọ milk jupụtara n'ịdị mma nke ihe na-edozi ahụ iji kwalite otu isi ebi ndụ. Milk ahụ bụ Coast Milk. N'ihi ya, gaa n'ihu kporie dị mma nke ihe na-edozi ahụ jupụtara n'ime Coast Milk taa.
Coast Milk, it's in our nature.
How did I do?
You did great.
My little boy has talent, so I support him by taking him to auditions.
Your son did great.
Helping with his scripts.
Bow down to my flaming sword.
Great job.
For nourishment, I give him Twisco.
Mom, I got the role.
Now, it's my turn to be proud of him.
Give your kids Twisco to support their big dreams.
Twisco, power your dreams.
So nice, super your body so nice,
Oh, Biarije. This one where you put face like person where your wife run leave children for. Oh, Guinea-qua.
Chikwe, my brother, I don't tire. While I just there everywhere.
Yeah, welcome. Chidi and Wayo, make you take them easy. Life na jejely. Wahala be like tomorrow, know they finish. Now why me and my wife, anytime when she come back from market and me come back from work, now enjoyment get also with the super bitter aquarike.
No wonder. You just the frost anyhow, you and your wife.
Super bitter aquarike. Now that ogbonge natural herbs drink. When NAFDAC test come confirm and say it dey good for body. It no get any chemical for inside though. It no get preservative. And it no get mate for market. Now, see this one, Hold on, use a whole side small. Make wahala no kill you.
As this one no go reach me and my wife, what do you want me to do?
Friend, make you go cemetery market Aba or any market way they near your side. Go buy your own. Or you call them for 0811 359 1568. Super Bita Aquarike, I beg ye. Make we enjoy life they go.
So nice, Super Bitas. Aquarike.
Today now your wedding date.
Sorry, you no look okay. No be today. Now today be your wedding, my daughter.
I called and Kata again, no. I'm not too sure if I go fit make am to the wedding.
No, talk am again. Your papa must hear this. Nothing fit spoil your day, my daughter.
Oh, so sorry, my daughter. But you need Mixagrip.
Mixagrip?
Make you no spoil your day, oh. Take Mixagrip. Mixagrip gets paracetamol and phenylephrine for effective and fast relief from cold and catarrh.
I don't dey better.
Now, only Drugs Limited they distribute Mixagrip. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, make you waka go see your doctor. Mixagrip, don't skip your day.
No, go Mixagrip.
My brothers, I greet you. Ha! Uche, have you lost respect for tradition? How can you reach for the garden egg when there are elders who have not been served?
Brother, is it not just garden egg?
Just garden egg, you say?
Being the head of the family is no easy task. It's in moments like this I turn to my Dubik malt, made with the respect and honor for tradition we all hold dear. Dubik malt is a drink for any moment.
Dubik malt, crown the moment.
It's the time of the year. Come, let's chill together. Pop Chivita, make we jolly. Yeah. All over Naija, anywhere you day. Share Chivita with your family and friends. Enjoy this Christmas. Oh, oh, oh. Let's celebrate with Chivita. Ooh, yeah.
Everyone has a Chivita this season. What's your Chivita?
Dabbo na the first and ogbonge herbal toothpaste. E get ingredients like lemon, mint, ginger, and basil wey dey make our teeth kakaraka.
Madam Rose, na true you talk o. Dabbo na the cocoa herbal punch wey get plenty natural herbs. Dabbo, the cocoa choice for my family.
This holiday, we wan wish you celebration when they pour with love, we go dey rich with happiness, plus the delicious nourishment wey dey inside peak protein breakfast.
Every morning na peak mass with the ogbonge goodness wey dey inside peak protein breakfast. From all of us at Peak, we dey wish you merry peak mass. Peak, reach for your peak.
Have a merry peak mass.
Yes, ahead of the break we told you to prepare your mind for, in spite of all that you have mentioned, and if I look at it properly, is just what is on ground right now. He's been there for 12 years running and counting, as it were. So if you cast your mind back, you've had so many, and looking at your word, verify, they are verifiable. Then, in your mind, why all these accusations that there's nothing on ground, no attraction?
The reason is very simple. People will have to say, not people, some people, either for deliberate mischief or plain ignorance, will continue to want to pull somebody down. But we ask the question, why is any Abaribe in people's mind all this time and always? Because he has done what you sent him to Abuja to do for you. Do the laws represent us? At every season and time, he has intervened, he has sacrificed, he had not held back. He has always championed the faith of our people, even beyond the Igbo land. That's why he's known as the senator that represents, so that people could change their monies. Today, POS is a very popular thing. I recall in those days when he built a kiosk, empowered 650 people at Aba Town Hall, opened an account for them in Eco Bank, and with some money deposited, the kiosk, the generator, and the umbrella, so that through the POS, they will generate digits for recharge cards. It was after that program that banks now knew that people could use POS for transactions. You need to give Senator Abaribe a lot of credit. Abaribe has sacrificed both his own freedom, his family's freedom, and friends' freedom in defense of our interests. We have 109 senators in National Assembly. We have less than 10 with hearts. Abaribe stands in front of that pack.
Now, let me intervene now. Could that be the reason he's always accused of fighting the authorities? He's supposed to be part of the authorities, in spite of the fragmentation in terms of, party affiliations and all that. He's accused of fighting the authorities. Can you talk about that?
Yes. The functions in National Assembly is not ecclesiastical visit to Rome or Jerusalem. It's a town hall of the people. And if you want to get yours, then you have to speak up. To fight what some people misinterpreted to be fighting is the courage to represent his people. So, do you expect Abaribe to be silent when the former Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi, and the government borrowed 2-point-something billion to build a railway to Niger Republic? Do you expect him to be silent when the Minister of Humanitarian said they have distributed 2-point-something billion naira to feed students who were not in session, and none came to Abia South and the southern zone of the country? Do you expect Senator Abaribe to be silent when the Constitution made it very clear that whoever is the president will equitably distribute appointments, and none came to Southeast? You remember when he said that it's only a photographer from Southeast that is employed in the government house? I can tell you this. Southeast has 15 senators. How come it's only Abaribe that stands up? Somebody need to stand up for us. That is the main reason, irrespective of the dangers of doing so. He has done that. I can tell you that the present governor of Abia State, Abaribe, had to stood in front of a running vehicle for him to be the governor. I was there. It's not a literature or something I read from the news. I was there. Abaribe was there. Dr. Emo Okoro was there. Uchanna was there. We were later joined by the former defense minister. He is now running for senatorial district of the Central. When they meant to leave after cancelling Obingwa, Isialangwa North, and Osisioma, Abaribe stood in front of a moving vehicle to stop the vehicle and made everybody to come down, for we they had to go to call Nworuku, who was representing Southeast in INEC, through Nne Nwafo, who is the mother of Enyine Nwafo, running for the... I'm mentioning all these names so that you can verify them. It was after he has done that that they brought Jega, who was in a meeting outside, to now tell them that you cannot cancel a local government because of a fraction. You can cancel the polling unit where the fraction was dictated. And then, when Abaribe still insisted, it was the AIG and the Commissioner of Police who assured him that the next morning, those 3 local governments will be restored. When we came back the following morning, the 3 local government results were announced. That was the prelude to Okezi Azu being the governor. So I smile and laugh today when anybody questions Abaribe's way of reaction. Naturally, Senator Abaribe is not a man of the gun. He's not a violent man. He is a quiet man who excessively reads his book and novels, but he hates injustice wherever he comes from. Abaribe is that big man that stands up for the little guy wherever he sees them. So you can say what you want, but if you want to go to the National Assembly for better representation of their people, Please be ready to fight for it. These things does not come through sleeping. And I tell you another thing. In National Assembly, you have former governors in there. Rochas Okrocha is a former governor in National Assembly. Dixon is a former governor. Chimaro Kennaman is a former governor. Our own Oju Zokalo is there. T.A. Oji is there. So, when the justice said that somebody like Nnamdi Kanu requires a sitting senator to bail him, do you expect Abaribe not to respond to that Igbo question? He had to respond. If he didn't respond today, I wonder the first we Igbos would have used that the Yorubas were able to secure their own, and he's in Lome today working freely. And then our own will be in jail because we were too afraid to respond to it. After all, Abaribe comes from Abia South. We have senator from Abia Central. So you ask yourself the question, is it for lack of faith or courage? If a man exercises this courage from ab initio, get a governor for his people, when the questions were called, represent his people in certain ways, when we were called the dot nation, he responded to it. When Malami described us all as spare parts dealers, in comparison to the Fulani herdsmen and their gun, Abaribe responded. To exercise fear and cowardness in unnecessary humility does not guarantee a better representation of your people in National Assembly. So I can give you that for free. If you send Abaribe, he will always do what you want. You will be sure of better representation. No, if EFCC and ICPC had anything against Abaribe, he won't be bold to talk. The reason this gentleman I called out here does not do anything, including we know bombastic roaches, is not for lack of words. It's because there is a bag behind them. And if you look at the records, you know that all of them are the same. From Akpabio to Rochas to Nnamani to Dixon, they are all former governors. And you ask yourself, why are they not talking in National Assembly? There is a reason. A reason is a reason of history where they are coming from. It's not going to change tomorrow.
Okay, there are some who say Senator Abaribe has paid his dues, that it is time for him to take a bow and allow his mentees to take the center stage. What do you say to such persons?
Yes, the people are entitled to the opinion. But that decision is the decision of the people of Abia South. They have 25th February to take that decision. If they look at Abaribe, his history and his representation, and then believe he is not worthy of being sent back to Abuja, they will cast their vote against him. You and I cannot determine for them. It's a job people send you to go and do. If they are not happy with him, they will show him in 25th February. If they are happy with him, which I know they are, they will say so in 25th February. So here buttresses the point. This thing is about the people. You send me, and then you are my boss. And is the people.
Okay, let's talk about the Igbo question that your boss has always championed. Boni did mention this at the beginning of the program, that the last time we had a conversation with him, he said he was going to vote a Peter. He didn't tell us whether the other name starts with U or O. But we would like to know his position on the Igbo presidency.
You know, I can tell you this for free. Abaribe will stand where Igbos stand. In his last interview, he said it very clearly. Somebody like our brother P2B has brought the Igbos to the table. The question today would have been, if you guys said you want to be president, why didn't you contest? We didn't see anybody. Remember, the Igbos are always taking the blames, irrespective of if they dance the way they dance is wrong. If they didn't dance, they should have danced. So today, we have somebody like Peter Obi, who is the front runner. So if the Igbos, which goes across the Igbos, decide that that is the person they want for today, Abaribe will support it. On the day that Emeki Ihedioha was removed by Supreme Court, it was Abaribe and Peter Obi in company of other PDPs who were protesting in Abuja. Most of our governors running for the office today were flying with Buhari, which they were criticized. I guess that is the part of Abaribe being militant in his approach. But I can tell you that injustice, as much as it was legal then, he was part of the people that protested. And I don't see him taking a backbench today in popular questions of the people, saying who will go for us. Peter Obi will go for us. Because the entire country, not just Igbo people, are saying we need a change. We need to move from point A and do something different in point B, which Abaribe is championing. So I'm sure he will support him.
Okay. Not minding the fact that he's of a different political party, don't you think that would also play up?
The Peter Obi question is beyond party, just like Abaribe. It doesn't matter where you are in APC, you are in ABGA, PDP, Labour, wherever. Peter Obi question is a Nigerian project where everybody is saying we are tired, we need to do something different. We are a country blessed with everything, but we've not gotten it right through our management. So let's do something different. The same way the Abians are saying, let's do something different, the same way they are saying, we like this Abaribe in his approach. And come to think of it, if Peter Obi is the president, who do you think will support him more? Is it Abaribe or the other person? And then in question of representing and defending the Igbo interests, who do you think, that's what the silent questions you ask yourself, who will represent you better in National Assembly? If Peter Obi is the president, who do you think will not turn to Sabu? Is it him, Abaribe, who will support him? So you ask yourself the questions before you cast your votes. Too many things are on ground for us in Abia. We can blame Nigeria as a whole, but we ask ourselves the question, does it mean that Abia has gotten it right? Does it mean that states like Ebo, Anambra, Akwa Ibom, who are now in front, while we are here looking at Akpotalamonya, the world is passing us by. Are we going to wait to die? Are we going to catch up with the world? So those are the questions we will answer before we choose somebody on 25th February.
All right, one break again. We'll be back.
I was the first person on the floor of the Senate to point out and say, if Mr. President is not up to the task, it's about time he steps aside.
Chief Mwabara Chijoke, you're one of us, the palace secretary. So this a road awarded by our distinguished Senator Enya Barike, which starts from the roundabout there and terminated after the mobile barracks, because when you follow it straight, you get to the mobile barracks.
Ebe ka ị ga-abịanye aka ebe sere ọkụkọ tụnyere Abaribe ebe sere ọkụkọ Igbo bụ oke mba.
Yes, let's take two more questions before we go interactive this morning on the show. Of course, one of which is the formidability of the Otuonu movement that Abaribe championed way back. I'm asking this question against the background of the fragmentation of what used to be a solid PDP family. No one is in doubt as to the fact that those who made up that solid family have found themselves in different parties, the Labour Party, YPP, ABGA, you name it, even some in APC. But we knew there was a solid body called Otuano. How strong and formidable is it still in existence?
Let me give you a little history of this Otuano. Otuano was part of the cause of Abaribe's champion in the days when the Ngwas were denied the right to governorship. And that's what surprises me, because most of those people who are now accusing Abaribe of militarism were not there when Abaribe and people like Ogunji, John Wamborogo, Barrister Chibike Nwokuku, and Nanya Delu were sacrificing for that cause. Those people were in a place in another party, and today they are the people benefiting, who eventually should have used the opportunity to better the lot of their people. You know what? When I walk around the Ngwa area, Abiasa, places like Ugunabo, Okwa East, Okwa West, it disturbs me. Because more than 20 years ago, we all believe that a change towards Ngwa would have helped those people. I am still surprised today that you still cannot go from Oboya by Ngwa Road to Ugunabo. That there are areas like that within Abia South. These people who are now accusing Abaribe were in PDP. In PPA, when we were doing Otuono that represent justice. But be that as it may, I still think it's not late yet for this government to try to intervene in places like that, even if it's grading them, even if it's making it a little motorable to ease the suffering of those areas. It pains me after all those struggles that we are still where we are today. And in today's polity, what we are looking at is individuals. What are you bringing to the table? Nigerians are looking at Obi as an individual. So, when they go to the pool, they are going to vote Labour with the representation of Ebe Seremad. Nigerians are looking at Abaribe as an individual. When they go to the pool, they are going to vote Ebe Sorokoko in Abga. Nigerians are looking at individuals for Onyocha Naba. When they go, they vote Abga Ebe Seremadu. What these people will bring to the table, that is what Nigerians are asking. The Otuonu business was used to champion injustice, and they succeeded. They succeeded in making an Ngwa man the governor. Whether the Ngwa man performed or not, that will be for tomorrow. But for today, we will all answer the questions of what is your contribution to the development of Abia South, of Igbo land, of Nigeria. This is 2020. This is 2022 going to 2023. This is no more 1999 when people are not known. Most of the players today, you all know them. If I mention Abaribe, you know his antecedent, who he is. If I mention Okezie Ipazu, you know. If I mention Rochas, you know. T.O.R.J. Most of them you now know. So nobody is going to now try to recite other people's character to you. You will be the judge yourself. If you like that your neighbor is being owed, if you like that the civil servants are not paid, if you like that Abia State is not where they are, then the decision is for you You don't have to blame anybody. I understand that people are buying a voter's card 5,000 naira, giving a size book to write name. You don't need to do that. INEC is going to publish all those informations in few days time, so you can go and copy VIN number if that's what is interesting to you. But just remember, everybody listening to me, that the decision to bring a better tomorrow lies on your hand, starting from February 25th when the election commences.
Now, quickly, let's look at St. Eugene Road. There is some talk about that road. What's going on there?
Yeah, St. Eugene Road is part of Abaribe's zonal intervention project. He actually got PRODA, which is a project development agency. It's a federal government agency based in Enugu, to commence the working of St. Eugene Road. The contractors are complaining that they were not paid and the rainy season. But when the senator got in touch with PRODA, they promised him that they are going to mobilize back to the road before the end of this month. And then if you go to St. Eugene Road, is one of the areas I mentioned between Osonso and Omoma. The senator had already done solar street lights. So the road, but in the interim, the other day I had him discussing with some people. He commissioned them to go and do grading so that people can be using the road pending when PRODA will come back.
Where is St. Eugene?
St. Eugene is between Osonso and Omoma. You know where you have St. Eugene Church? If you were in Aba, there's a school we call Sahako. That is the Aziz. It's towards Fox Road. That's where you have St. Eugene.
All right, if you just joined us, we have Mr. Nwokoma Okorie, the Senior Legislative Assistant to Senator Einia Abaribe. Well, let's go interactive. Let's hear from you. If you have comments or questions, feel free to call any of our numbers: 0809 555 1029, 0809 666 1029, or 0907 677 1029. Hello, good morning.
Big morning, good morning, sir. Good morning. My name is Chichi. I'm calling from Omodapa. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Well, only Ben can actually answer that, but it's not Ben's question, it's your question. You may choose to answer it in Igbo or in English.
Oh, okay. Da imela enyetu ndị obena enyetu ndị obena. Unu gane hara tande old bende ga gọvanọ. Amanụ m ha ga-esita sineti ga-abụ ihe ndị obi ngwa, ndị uhie ga, ndị agalaba aga. Mgbe ọgba enyetu ndị obena enyetu ndị obena, agafughị iji ya nyetu ndị ụkwa, agafughị inyetu ndị aba, nyetu ndị ugwu na agbọ. Dịkwanụ ha ga-esi ga-adị imeela ọnụ marala ọnụ usekwu. Ihe la agalaba bụ n'obi ngwa. Ihe n'ulu ihe gboo ịgakwa ịhụ agalaba ọnụ ama, ga-abịala agalaba ịgakwa ịhụ ọnụ ama kebụ unu ga-aga ịgakwuche ala obi ngwa dị ya ada eru ndị ụkwa east maọbụ ndị ụkwa west maọbụ ndị aba. Ihe ndị chimeti mana daa bụ sineti bụ ihe ndị Abia South. Ya bụrụla onye obi ngwa agaala nọ, dịkwanụ ihe onye obi ngwa ọdọ sitada achọkwa ịga ọdọ dị iche dị ya nọ. Mmadụ asị nga anyị sịla ha ememara ememe abụ nwa mma lee kwere m ekwe ghara nụta ndị ọ dịla aka katanụ ma achọọla weta Abaribe hafụ ịga ta ọ bụkwanụla ọ ga-ịga.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Can you turn down the volume of your radio?
Good morning. My name is Boni.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Talk to us.
Okay. Yeah. My name is Nick. I'm calling from Echiano, area Fox Road. Hello, sir. Please,
talk to us.
The transformer Abaribe gave to us for over 1 year. Till now, more than 1 year. Till now, they have never developed it. They have never energized the transformer for the transformer to give us light. We are the Echiano zone. We have been on load shedding all this while. But he gave us a relief transformer, 300 kVA. Since over 1 year, the transformer is just parked there. They have never energized the light for us to have light over there.
My brother, thank you very much. You know, this is a general problem for us. Usually, we bring transformers, we try to intervene in different directions for, and there are steps to energizing transformers. So, if they've not energized it, please try to get back to the office. Our office is 147 Market Road. We will continue to talk to the authorities so that they can